Good morning. This is the weather hazard briefing for Tuesday, November 15th. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm meteorologist Andrew McCon. Key points here for the next few days. We're expecting our well below normal temperatures to continue with frigid mornings, followed by highs in the 20s and 30s generally each day here for the upcoming week. Patchy fog and low stratus will be possible each day in the mornings, along with some localized fog and or freezing fog. The weather pattern generally remains the same as we get into the latter part of the work week and into the weekend, with even colder temperatures expected later on this week. There is some potential for a pattern change as we get into the middle part of next week, but that's still a little far out in time. Taking a look at satellite image across the region this morning, and you can kind of see some patches of fog showing up here across eastern Idaho this morning. Generally, those low clouds and fog kind of have been spreading into the Snake Plain throughout the morning, and this trend will likely continue into the early morning hours after sunrise. Taking a look at the northern Pacific satellite imagery, we have a strong area of high pressure here located off the western coast of British Columbia, with generally all the weather systems kind of riding atop of that ridge and then eventually streaming down into Idaho and Montana. And this trend is going to continue here for the next few days. As far as our weather risk outlook is concerned, not a whole lot of high impact weather aside from the overnight fog and low clouds. That's really the main story here for the next few days, along with those colder temperatures. And as I said, even colder temperatures appear to be on the way as we get into late in the day Thursday and into the day on Friday. Taking a look at those temps across the region this morning, you can see everybody's below freezing this morning, well below freezing in fact, with generally single digits as you head up towards the Montana divide, with teens and 20s as you get down into the Snake Plain. And as always, the high country is even colder with some below zero readings as you head into the central mountains this morning. As far as our temperatures today are concerned, you can see most of the region continues to remain below freezing for our high temps today. The only exception of that as you head into the portions of the Magic Valley, maybe up into Sun Valley and Stanley, but again, not much above freezing. If you do reach it, these temperatures are about 15 to 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. So very cold, obviously, here today. And that's really the main story here for the next few days, as I've mentioned a few times already. As you can see, we warm a couple of degrees tomorrow, but not much improvement. Thursday, very similar to what we've seen, what we're expecting today. And the noticeable change comes on Friday. As I mentioned, we have that much colder air coming in to the region. You can see those overnight lows approaching zero as you head all the way down into the Snake Plain, with current forecast calling for about -1, -2 as you get into the upper Snake Plain Friday morning, with temperatures near zero as you head down towards Pocatello Friday morning. This combined with some potential for some light breezy winds. We will have to pay attention to the potential for maybe some wind chill hazards as you head up into the upper Snake and up towards the divide on Friday morning. And obviously those high temperatures on Friday, quite cold as well, with teens and lower 20s expected for much of the area. So that really is the big concern here throughout the next few days. Not expecting much in the rainfall department here over the next week, with the high pressure generally in place. Most of the precipitation will be to our east. Can't rule out a real slight chance of some snow showers as you head up towards Island Park or along the Wyoming border, but generally not expecting much in the way of precip here for the next day or so, the next week. So again, those below normal temperatures will continue here. There is the potential for that pattern change as we get into the latter part of next week, but again, we'll have to see how things play out. It's definitely been a very cold and dry pattern here for much of the last week or so, and that is going to continue for at least another week. Well, that's all I have this morning. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and I hope you have a great Tuesday.